Isaiah chapter 58. So we're still looking at how to open your book of remembrance. How to open your book of remembrance, because every man will come to a point in his life where books concerning him will be opened. I showed you how Mordecai's book was opened. The record of the book of Chronicles was opened, and the king Ahasuerus saw in it where it was written that Mordecai had told of two of his keepers who sought to lay hand on him. They sought to kill him, they sought to destroy him. But that man did not align with those two who conspired against him. He rather fought against their conspiracy and preserved the king's life. I did a lot on that. So you can choose to go back and look at it and see what you can apply to your life from that. I showed about 4 ways you can begin to demonstrate or begin to open a good book of remembrance for yourself. There are 4 ways. Yesterday I showed number 1, service. A man who is disposed to serving or disposed to service will always create opportunity for remembrance. If you have never served, especially if you're in the kingdom, you have never served and genuinely served, it may be very difficult for you to have any record of something people will remember and say that this person did this person did that, this person was the one who did this and did that, and for so and so reason, this person should be honored. Because like the king Ahasuerus asked, has anything been done for Mordecai for this thing he did? One day, something you did for God or for people will come up as a remembrance. And that can just be it. And the story turns around. Can just be that. It can just be that. You see, there's something about God. The God we serve is not a forgetful person. Unfortunately, we live in a world where human beings forget. There's a book written by a revered servant of God by the name of Bishop Dag Heward-Mills. That book is titled Those Who Forget. Our God is not like people who forget. Yeah, it's true we live in a world today where there are some people, no matter the good you do, they will forget. I've been there a couple of times. There are people you can even die for. You can go to the cross for them. You see Jesus, now it happened to him. The man fed people with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes, turned water to wine, healed the sick, raised the dead, cleansed the lepers, did all sorts of things. The people that he did all these things for, who followed him, ate his bread, ate his fish, drank his wine, the same people were the ones who shouted, crucify him. The ones shouted, Hosanna in the highest. The same people shouted, crucify him. Unfortunately, the opposite of remembrance is forgetfulness. There are people who will forget no matter what you do. That's why it's important you pray. I'll keep narrowing everything I tell you to prayer. It's important because there are devils and demons that work against people's destiny. One of the weapons he can use to work against people's destiny is, the weapon of forgetfulness. The people you do good to, who should remember your good and be a blessing to you, and they forget. It's demonic. It's very demonic. That people who you helped or you did something nice to are the ones who will even rise up against you. It's demonic. I've seen experiences with people like that. Even me personally, I've had experience. I've seen people you helped You give them a lift in life. You reposition them in life. I've seen people who, by virtue of everything, they wouldn't have ended up well if not for you. If not for the role you played in their life. You played that role. The same people, instead of being grateful, turns around and hurts you. I've seen that in life. You would almost think that everybody you do good for will remember you. That's a big fallacy. There are people you do good for. There are people you go all the way out for. In case you are thinking that everybody will remember you, sorry. If I start teaching you the opposite of this thing now, forgetfulness, you will see that the scripture is littered with it. If I start showing you examples in life of people who behave like this, you will see stories that will boggle you. This world is a very funny place we live in. It's a very funny place. Your prayer all the time should be, Father, in the midst of all the funny things that goes on in this world, always show me mercy. Always show me mercy. Let the good I do for people not turn around, not turn against me. Show me mercy. You'll be so shocked the life we live in. You can raise somebody from cradle, raise a person, bring him to a place of prominence. The same person backstabs you, betrays you, ejects you. There's a version of me I'm building intentionally. And that version is more of a shield against people like that. You would almost wonder why there are some people who are in a place of problem and nobody's reaching out to them. It's what people have learned over time. And reaching out to people sometimes is not beneficial anymore. Not beneficial. I sat down one time, retrospected, went back into history, checked and checked and checked and checked and checked and checked. I came to a conclusion. Run this race alone. Sometimes all this passion of I want to raise this one, I want to raise that one, you might just be raising who will raise you. Might just be raising who will raise you. Empower this one, empower that. You might just be empowering who will kill you. When you see some people living a certain way, doing things, and you're wondering, why is this man, is it that he's not sensitive to this person's cry? Don't be too quick to judge. You don't know where he's coming from. You don't know what he has seen. You don't know what he has seen. There are some men who can see a person dying here now. They will just look and walk past. And you say, this world, a wicked place. You don't understand, sir. You'll be wondering, how can he just see this kind of situation and pass? If you are patient to sit that man down and ask him questions, why are you like this? Why did you do that? If he gives you his historical profile, you'll be shocked. That most times human beings don't even deserve good. I have stories to tell you guys. I have stories. Don't be deceived that everybody you are helping likes you. We live in a very wicked world. Don't be deceived to think that everybody who tells you I'm with you is really with you. We live in a very funny world. It's a very funny world we live in. Very funny world. If you have ever been in my shoes, in fact, the shoe I wear, don't pray to wear it. What you would have experienced by now would have taken your life long time ago. So when some of you act all the drama you act, I look at some people and I'm like, this one has no experience now. This one does not know her left from her right. This one does not know his left from his right. It's just misbehaving. The best prayer you can always pray is, Father, in the midst of forgetfulness, show me mercy by remembrance. Let one person. You know, Jesus showed us how easy it is for people to just forget what you do for them, even in the fast half a second, the fastest half a second. There were 10 men he healed. Instantly. 9 forgot. Instantly. I didn't say in 1 hour. Instantly. 9 forgot. As a matter of fact, the 10 forgot. It was at a certain point that one now remembered. I said, but we were lame just a few seconds back. And now we are able to walk. And I'm just going like that. Then he turned back and came and knelt down to say, thank you, sir. 9 were still going away. Do you know what Jesus said? Jesus did not say you are welcome. Jesus responded to thank you, sir, by asking a very critical question. And what was the question? Were there not 10 of you that I just healed? Only you have come back. Where are the remaining 9? Just in case you think that that people have the largeness of heart enough to accommodate ingratitude, I'm sorry, you are joking. In case you think because Jesus is God and he's a very merciful God and he has no space in his heart because he has a very large heart, he has no space in his heart to feel the pain of forgetfulness. Just in case you think that, I'm sorry for you. Even him took note of the fact that I can imagine the expression of shock in his face. I can imagine how the man would have felt. I can imagine Jesus' mouth wide open. I can imagine him feeling like, is this how human beings are? I can really imagine him feeling that way. Is this how human beings are? Listen, sir, don't blame people if they act that like they're wicked, though. Go and find out their history. Sometimes I see some people, that tight their heart, they don't give access. You go to see them, they throw you away, or they put tight protocols. Sometimes it will take you months to even see such people. Yeah, some men of God you go to see now, they will give you form to fill, and you will even still pay. You will still pay 100,000 to see the man of God. And you can go out there and be talking all the nonsense. How can a man of God behave like that? How can they feel form? Are they God? Sir, you don't know what they went through. Be careful how you just judge people. You see this office where I am, I judge less. So in fact, I don't judge at all. Because I've had my fair share of some bruises in this journey. So when I see people putting framework to protect themselves, I said, I don't talk. I don't attack them. Somebody ran to me and was saying, can you imagine? I flew to so and so state to see this man of God. I flew. I bought my ticket. I flew, stayed in the hotel, only to go to his office, and they refused me from seeing him. They say he couldn't see anybody. And I flew back. Pastor, can you imagine that? While he was talking to me, I said, if you speak to somebody like you, maybe you'll be able to get an ally that will cry with you. But I'm sorry, I can't cry with you. You don't know what that man has gone through in the hands of people. I'm in the office. I know the pain. The job is easy when you are not the one doing it. Criticism is sweet in the mouth when you are not the one in that office. So, sir, People like me who are very easy to access. You can call me when I pick. You can meet me anywhere. We can talk and all that. People like me whose simplicity is my way of life. You've now seen now. You've now seen now. It's easy to talk about the Good Samaritan and condemn the Levite who passed and didn't stop, and condemn the other one who passed and didn't stop. Do you know their previous experience? Do you know if there was a time they tried to help a man who was robbed, and the one they were helping, instead of being helped, finally robbed the man who was trying to help? You know. Be careful how you judge people, my friends. You don't know what they have gone through. I went to that man for help. He did not help me. I needing. Do you know what people he has helped before you had done to him? It's easy to talk about the Good Samaritan and criticize the other ones and make them feel like they're the bad guys. Do you know if there was a time in their life they drove past somebody wounded? The person was pretending to be wounded, blood was coming, like pretending, only for them to try to help. And the guy got up and brought out a gun. Your money or your life? Somebody rightly said, he said, the behavior of people now is making it hard for us to know who is really a madman. He said, everybody is behaving mad that you can hardly identify who the madman is. I think there's a way he even put it. He said, mechanics mechanics are making it hard for us to know who a madman is. Because if you see a mechanic, he looks like a madman in terms of his dressing. He said, the mechanic are making it hard for us to know who a madman really is. It's hard to really tell who human beings are. Very hard. You don't even know who is who. Why should people be so extremely careful about people? Why? What kind of word is that? What kind of word is that? We have to put checks and balances. We have to put some whatever because I have to be sure. Because I'm not sure rather who is around me. I'm not sure who is around me. You are not sure that the I'm coming is really I'm coming. You're not sure. Smiling jacquard, but the heart is as black. You will never see me offended with any great man of God. Though. Never. You don't know what they have gone through. You know, men of God deal with people. So they are the ones who are the most likely to bleed the most, suffer the most these injuries. When people talk against men of God, this, that, they did this, tell you, just please, sir, before you talk, just come and answer the call. Lead 10 people. Just lead 10 people for 1 year. If you don't leave ministry, call me anything you want to call me. So the next time you see a man of God who acts like he has things to protect, you will know why he's doing it. You will know why he's doing it. You know, there are some men of God. I'm sorry I'm talking in this direction, but my message is still valid. There's some men of God who don't care whatever they do again. The last time they failed, what did you do? No, the last time they fell and they had a small cut, what did you do? Did you put bandage there? At least if you had put bandage, you would have healed the man. And the man would, out of that love you showed him in that wound, maybe God would have had mercy on him. Maybe he would have been a good man, a better man from there. But no, what you did was when there was a cut, you came and opened the wound, enlarged it. You put salt, you put pepper, you even matched the man. And such men, when they get up from that place, they don't get up to change. They get up not caring whatever you do with them anymore. Go to hell if you want to go to hell. In fact, sometimes they double that lifestyle you're condemning them of. Instead of interceding for them, instead of praying for them, they double it. Since they have no defense, since they have no covering, go and do your worst and watch me do what I want to do with my life. You see your life? I know the issue, especially in this our country and in this part of the world. I know the issue. If you allow me to address this problem, I can put a rest to it. I know the problem. So people who say men of God are this, men of God are this. Let me tell you, most of the kind of men of God you see is the kind of people they led that produce them. The kind of people they led. When you were in labor, you called your man of God. He left his family at midnight and ran to come and attend to you. You forgot that man. You think hurt does not change people. Because he's called a man of God, you think his heart is made of iron. When you were thrown out of your house, the landlord of the man of God was harassing him. He took his own money. He was trying to save money to pay his own rent. He took his own, ran to you and helped you out. You forgot that man. Wounded him with criticism, wounded him with gossip, wounded him, abandoned him in his own time of trial. And you think he's not going to come out a monster. It's easy to go and be talking rubbish on any blog or talking rubbish on any YouTube channel and castigating men of God and calling them. Have you sat down to know what false brethren did to them? It's easy to say that men of God are false, fake. Do you know that you have more? Please, let me ask you. You have only just one pastor standing in the presence of maybe thousands of people. If one pastor is fake in the midst of 1,000 fake brethren, can you quantify the ratio of fakeness? It's easy because we are the ones you see. It's easy to label us and call us unprintable names. It's just one man you are seeing. What about the thousands of parishioners where amongst them are snakes, vampires, vipers sitting down there, judging, castigating? You can imagine what the king Ahasuerus must have felt in his heart. When you are around men in leadership, be just careful what you do. They're already carrying pains inside. They are carrying severe pains and hurts inside. Don't be a contributor. The king would have been busy serving his purpose, serving his calling, not knowing that two of his keepers were conspiring. And he took a Mordecai. He took a Mordecai to say, to hell with you guys. I'm not part of that nonsense. And when the king saw that, it would have touched him. One genuine man in the midst of 1,000 fake persons is enough to extend the life of a leader. One. Because it's a very scarce thing to find. Most leaders deal with more fake people than they deal with real people. In case you don't know, it's the case everywhere. Ask anybody in leadership, whether it's in government, ask a governor, ask a senator. I was talking with somebody in government a few days ago, and the person said that some people are clamoring for the sack of commissioners in a particular state. I won't mention the state's name. I won't mention wherever. So they are clamoring. I said, why? And the person told me in confidence. He said, sir, if there are 30 commissioners appointed by this governor. If there are 30 commissioners, sir, only 2 are performing. He said, this one and this one. He said, the remaining 28 are sycophants, they are fake, wasting the time of the governor. If you notice something, leaders hardly fight themselves. You know, a leader like me will hardly fight a leader like me, except he doesn't know the battles they are fighting already. It's people who are not busy, people who are just there on the floor that are looking for how to fight men on top. And if I meet the governor of this state now, or any governor, I'll be the last person to open my mouth, ping, and speak against him. Because I know what he's dealing with. I'm also a leader, so I know what I'm dealing with. If I meet a leader who has been betrayed, I understand what he's going through. You can't come to me and talk to me about any leader who has been betrayed and think I'm going to be on your side. It's not possible. I'll be on the side of that leader because I know what we go through. You can't come and paint any story around me. I'll just be looking at you. He said 28 are the only performing people. The rest of the 2, he said the only 2 are performing people. He said the rest of the 28, fake, liars, fake, very fake, sycophant. Psychophant. Sometimes you would think that everybody around the leader means well for him. You'll be so shocked. Be so shocked. You'll be so shocked. So many years ago, pastor's house used to be the abode. When they say a man is a pastor, it used to be the abode of everybody. Nowadays, pastors are becoming harder to see than even politicians because of what people do with them when they have proximity. The pastors are now hard to see. You call them, they don't pick call. They are now harder than politicians because they are dealing with more fake people than real people now. When human beings were still human beings, before human beings began to become serpents and snakes, men of God were as open as books. Nowadays, and this does not just apply to the church, it applies to every other industry, whether it's in government, whether it's in business, whether it's in politics, whether it's in which. If you are serving anybody, serve faithfully. The Bible says it's expected or required of a steward that he be found faithful. Serve faithfully. You know why you treat leaders or you treat people you are serving the way you treat them? You have not yet become a leader. Our greatest prayer for people who misbehave around leadership is, Father, enthrone this person fast and give him people. We don't pray that you fail, though. That's the issue. That's what you don't understand. We really pray that you enter the position we are. We don't pray that you fail. The only way to get you understand what we feel is for you to enter our shoe. We don't pray for you not to enter. You don't get it, do you? We pray hurriedly for you. Father, please, let this guy excel fast. Give him a church to pastor. Give him people that will follow him. Then he will one day close that church and come back and submit well. Because he has now seen. He now knows how it feels. Before you do somebody, be sure you want the same to be done to you if you are in that position. Oh, I had to just deal a little with that issue because the world is full of people who just forget. Yes, I know we're dealing with remembrance, but I felt the leading to deal with